Washington Journal continues.
Our topic, your pension and your retirement savings. Joseph Reali is the chairman of the Americans for Secure Retirement. And Tom Neubig is with Ernst & Young. He's the author of this study, and we want to begin with you, Tom Neubig. It basically says that Americans are not saving enough or won't have enough in their pension to live through their retirement years.
Yes, Steve, it says several things. One is that we do have a savings problem, and I think it has been highlighted by a lot of different studies that Americans do have to save more for their retirement. But one of the unique things about this study is it also addresses some of the other risks that retirees face in terms of the possibility of living until 90 or 100. Also, there are volatility in terms of the investment returns on their retirement savings, and also the prospect that inflation could eat away at their savings. And so the study tried to look at all of those risks, both inadequate savings, longevity risk, investment risk, and see if Americans are able to maintain their current pre-retirement standard of living throughout their life. And we found that for new retirees, that 60% of new retirees, middle-income retirees, are likely to outlive their assets, financial assets, over the course of their lifetime if they try to attempt to maintain their current standard of living.
We should tell you that we are dividing our phone lines a little bit differently for this next segment, so we ask that you follow along. If you're under the age of 85, call us at 202-737-0001. If you're between the ages of 55 and 65, 202-737-0002. And if you're over the age of 65, currently retired or about to retire, 202-628-0205. And we'll keep those numbers on the screen again. We're trying to get a different sense based on your age and where you're at. Joe Reali, let me ask you, first of all, about pensions. For many, many years, people thought, well, my company is going to take care of me. We've just seen what happened with General Motors, a large company that's cutting back its pension, cutting back health care benefits. Address that issue in particular, and then I want to talk about savings.
Well, 30 years ago, a large segment of the working population had a pension that would provide them a paycheck for life. The number of employers providing pensions has dropped in half, and it's further dropping. People cannot rely as much on the pensions as they could in the past. And one of the things the study had shown is that people who do have pensions or other sources of guaranteed income for life have a much better chance of maintaining their standard of living in retirement. But people who do not have pensions are not saving enough to augment that fact that they don't have the pension.
So you're a single person or a parent, you're looking at $4 plus per gallon of gasoline, higher health rates, lower value of your home mortgage. How do you save when you're battling that and trying to save for your kids to go to college or trying to pay for your health care benefits?
Well, it's very tough, and it's very tough in these times when people are looking at their 401k balances that are down, their investment accounts are down, the cost of living is higher. People have to, though, stop and take a look at what they need to do going forward. People have to recognize that they are going to live, a good chance they will live 35 years in retirement. That's 35 years in which they're not going to be getting a paycheck from an employer. And so they have to stop and say, maybe I have to slightly reduce my standard of living today so that I do not have to have a drastic reduction later.
Let me put out one fact from your study. The probability of outliving the assets for near retirees without an employer pension. This is if you're married. If you have an income of $75,000, a 93% chance that you'll outlive your assets, and an income of $100,000, it only drops to 90%.
I think the study definitely finds that people who have a defined benefit pension plan in addition to Social Security are much better off financially than those who only are relying upon Social Security and the savings that they have. And again, this is the importance of having a guaranteed source of income beyond Social Security. And it really does reduce the risk of outliving your assets. But we do have a savings problem in the U.S. The last 3 years, the savings rate personal savings rate out of disposable income has been less than 0.5%. And so I think people do need to increase their savings, but there are also these other risks that people are facing in retirement that are real and that are important as well.
But how do you save more?
Well, that is the tough question. And again, we're trying to focus on savings for years. Recognize that our report also shows that managing your savings into an income stream in retirement is a significant issue for people. A married couple age 65, there is a 50% chance that one of them will live to age 92. And so you have to manage your nest egg for those years in retirement. And our study shows that it's very difficult for people to manage into retirement. But as on the issue of savings, I mean, people have to look at what they need to do to get by today and live at a decent standard of living, but put a little away for retirement. The earlier you start, the easier it's going to be.
So if you have an average income of, say, $75,000 and you're about to retire, how much should you have in savings?
Well, it depends on what else you have. Social Security will probably make up 38% of your income. That leaves probably another 32% of that income that you have to make up from other sources to maintain your standard of living. So let's just say $25,000 a year. Now, if you have a pension that pays you $25,000 a year, you're probably in pretty good shape. If you don't have a pension paying you or you have no other pension, how are you going to make up $25,000 a year for the rest of your life? You would need a nest egg of, I would guess, a few $100,000 easy to make up $25,000 a year. Some of the experts suggest that maybe you could withdraw about 4% of your nest egg every year in retirement. So if you're looking at a nest egg in retirement to be able to take out $25,000 a year, I think you're looking at $600,000. That is a lot of savings for somebody earning that. Another way to make up the shortfall is by purchasing an immediate annuity. An immediate annuity will guarantee an income stream for the rest of your life and will cover the risk that you're going to live for well into your 90s. If you take a withdrawal scenario, you may well withdraw more money than you can afford to withdraw based upon how long you live. We like to tell the story of the twin brothers who approached retirement. They had a similar standard of living. They had a similar nest egg to cover their retirement. One of the brothers purchased an immediate annuity and got a paycheck for life to cover the shortfall that Social Security left for him. The other brother was somewhat concerned, as many people are in purchasing an annuity. He was concerned that he might die young and that he wouldn't get all of his money back. So he decided that he would just ask his brother how much the check was and take that out of his account each month. And that worked great for the first 13 years. And then the second brother ran out of money. The brother who had purchased the annuity had still got his paycheck for life. And so, when people are thinking of managing the income stream and how long they have to manage it for, an annuity is a vehicle that for some people will help make up for the fact that they don't have an employer plan.
There's a website we want to direct you to. It's called paycheckforlife.org. Our two guests here at the table, Joe Reali, who is with the Americans for Secure Retirement. He's the chairman of that organization, and behind the website